Residents of Mountainside, I am Mayor Paul Mirabelli with an update on the COVID-19 epidemic and how it is affecting Mountainside. As I have been starting all of my updates, I think it is important to continue to thank all the doctors, nurses, and other medical support staff who are on the front lines of fighting to save lives from COVID-19. These people are truly heroes. They risk their own lives in order to save lives. They miss time from their families so that they can protect your families. They are to be commended for their heroic efforts. I also want to thank our first responders, the Mountainside Police Department, the Fire Department, and most importantly, our EMTs and Rescue Squad. They must all be commended for the sacrifices and their dedication in continuing to be on the front lines in the fight against COVID-19. I am glad to report that it appears Governor Murphy is starting to move towards gradually reopening up the state, but continues to stress proper social distancing practices. His latest executive order allows patrons of retail stores to be able to order items by telephone and pick up, where will be available on curbside, with rules designed to limit person-to-person contact. No one other than store employees will be permitted in the stores designated as non-essential. Customers are expected to wait in their vehicles for curbside delivery. Non-essential construction resumes on Monday, when businesses are expected to follow guidelines imposed by the executive order. These include the following social distancing protocols, which may be accomplished by staggering work hours and breaks. Contractors are to ensure safety and sanitation procedures are in place. This includes requirements for face covering and restrictions concerning non-essential visitors to work sites. Drive-through and drive-in events will now be permissible under social distancing guidelines. These gatherings of vehicles, such as drive-in movies or religious services, are not a violation of any order prohibiting mass gatherings with certain limitations. Governor Murphy also announced that he and the Department of Health Commissioner Judith Priscilla are also working on steps permitting hospital to schedule elective surgeries. Soon, Governor Murphy will announce plans relating to opening beaches in time for Memorial Day weekend, and guidelines related to municipal pools and private swim clubs will also be released at that time. I have also received updated guidelines from the New Jersey State Police Regional Operations and Intelligence Center about car parades, which include the following. Number 1, the start location should be laid out in advance by the organizer. 2, at the gathering or start locations, all should remain in their vehicles at all times. If the organizer needs to be out of his vehicle at the beginning of the parade, he or she should have a mask on at all times and keep at least 6 feet from any driver that he or she is communicating with. Only people who cohabitate together can be in a vehicle together. Along the pre-laid out route, there should be no gatherings at any one location, home, parking lot, or place of business. Only families who reside together should gather on their front lawns and should also keep at least 6 feet from one another. All gatherings should be limited to 10 persons. There should be a designated endpoint, for an example, an intersection or an address, and at that location, all drivers should be notified not to stop and gather, just to leave the location immediately upon completion of the event. The number of participants should be determined prior to the event and should be discussed with the Chief of Police to make sure that the parade is safe for all residents and participants. These guidelines are designed so that there are no large gatherings of people at the start or end point or at any location. With these guidelines, I think we can safely and properly celebrate our graduates. I want to remind everyone who has received instructions for completing the 2020 census questions that local communities like Mountainside depend on information from the Census Bureau to fund programs that promote the well-being of families and children, as well as equal opportunity for residents. It also will affect the funding we get for COVID-19 relief. Please fill out the census questionnaire as soon as possible. It can be done online or via mail. Any questions you have, you can call 1-844-330-2020. I am pleased to report, though, that as of May 10th, 75.3% of Mountainside residents have self-reported. Please continue to check for updates on the Mountainside website and Facebook page. It is important that residents get their information from official sources and not social media, which is often unreliable. There are many scams out there, especially with respect to the Payroll Protection Loan Program and stimulus checks. You know what they say, if it's too good to be true, then it's too good to be true. Please be careful. There are 5 things to avoid. A coronavirus scam. 1. Ignore offers for vaccinations and home test kits. Scammers are selling products to treat and prevent COVID-19 without any proof that it works. Hang up on robocalls. Scammers are using illegal sales tactics to get you money and personal information. Watch out for phishing texts and emails. Don't click on links in emails or texts you did not expect. Research before you donate. Don't let anyone rush you into making a donation. Get tips on donating wisely at ftc.gov/charity. Stay in the know. Go to ftc.gov/coronas for the latest information on scams. Our senior program continues to thrive. On Wednesday, May 13th, O'Brien served 66 meals. The total meals served to date are 2,227. Great job. On Friday, May 15th, the Mountainside Deli is offering a Sloppy Joe for $8, and Bavella's is offering a sweet box for $10. On Saturday, May 16th, Chiaffi's of Springfield is offering roasted chicken with roasted potatoes for $10 and 6 Parkway rolls from Breadsmith for $2. All these meals sound delicious. Any senior interested can contact Kim Moriak at 908-812-4434 or Nancy Zorian at 908-451-6551. Kim is also coordinating a food shopping plan with Stop and Shop in Westfield so seniors do not have to go to the store. This program also includes volunteers who can pick up prescriptions. Right now, there are over 105 seniors and 54 volunteers who participate in these programs. I want to personally thank all the wonderful volunteers and the businesses who are contributing to this program. This is the type of community spirit that will help us get through this crisis. I received a wonderful email about this program from one of our residents, which I want to share with you. She writes, "This letter is written in praise of all the wonderful volunteers who work selflessly on behalf of the senior citizens of Mountainside. My husband and I, along with many other senior residents, have benefited greatly by having meals and grocery items delivered to our doors by these selfless individuals. In particular, Kim Moriak, the Senior Citizen Coordinator, deserves special praise. Hers is a voice of sunshine and cheer during this dark time, especially when so many older people are vulnerable and feel isolated in their homes. We have been Mountainside residents for 35 years and never have felt as proud of our town as we do now. When the phone rings and one of your volunteers calls to offer a service or delivery, it really inspires feeling of connection and optimism that things will be better for us, as well as for our children and our grandchildren. Sincerely, Dorothy Nutkus. Thank you, Dorothy. Wonderful letter. I would like to recognize two Mountainside residents. The first is Jerry Jerome Rice, who passed away this past week. He has been honored by Governor Murphy. As reported previously, retired Detective Sergeant Jerome Jerry Rice passed away on May 5, 2020, from complications from COVID-19. Jerry began his career in the Mountainside Police Department on February 5, 1962, and served for a long time as a detective, where he became a respected investigator in local law enforcement circles. He retired from the police department on April 30th, 1996. Jerry served in the United States Marine Corps in the Korean War and remained active in local veterans affairs as well as the Marine fraternal organizations. He leaves behind his wife Audrey, 8 children, and many, many grandchildren and great-grandchildren, some of whom have followed in his footsteps into law enforcement. I want to express on behalf of the entire community our condolences and prayers to the Rice family. He was truly a character that will be missed by all. I also want to congratulate Colonel Timothy J. McLaughlin, a Mountainside resident and the commander of our local VFW. He was promoted to Brigadier General in a ceremony presided over by Jamal J. Beal, the Adjunct General of New Jersey. Tim is currently serving as the Assistant Adjunct General for the Army, New Jersey National Guard. Tim should be commended on this much-deserved promotion. All of Mountainside salutes you. With respect to positive tests in Mountainside, since Monday, I am happy to report that there have been no additional residents who have tested positive for COVID-19. Your vigilance in wearing masks and practicing social distancing is paying off. In order to keep safe when walking on the streets, you should always walk facing the traffic, and please do not text while you're walking. If you are walking at night, please wear something reflective so it is easier for the cars to see you. Don't wear just black. Let's keep safe when we are exercising. Now more than ever, we need to continue our efforts to stop the spread of this deadly virus. I urge all Mountainside residents to cooperate in order to protect themselves, our families, and our community. It is extremely important that we continue to practice social distancing and wear a mask or other face covering when you are in public. This is not a suggestion. It is each resident's civic duty to promote social distancing and wear a mask. I call on all parents to set a proper example. Our children will do what we do. Also, parents must make sure when children or parents interact with each other, they maintain proper social distancing, even with your neighbors. This crisis is not over, and we must continue to battle this terrible disease. Please try to remain calm. I am confident that we will get through this, but only if we work together and each do our part, especially with maintaining proper social distancing. We must continue to be strong, be safe, and not let our guard down. If possible, stay at home. Only go to the grocery store and pharmacy if necessary. If you must go out, wear a mask or face covering. When shopping and standing in line, customers should keep 6 feet between themselves and other patrons and staff. Individuals should not enter a retail facility or interact with anyone if they have symptoms consistent with COVID-19, such as a fever or cough, or have been diagnosed with COVID-19, or are undergoing quarantine for potential exposure to COVID-19. Again, wear a mask when you go out, even if you feel healthy. This will help stop the spread to others who are most vulnerable. If you have been diagnosed with COVID-19, you must quarantine yourself, even from other family members, until your healthcare provider tells you it is safe to interact with other people. It is everyone's community duty to maintain social distancing, to stop the spread and flatten the curve. Mountainside can win this battle. No matter where you are, please remember to check on your neighbors and our senior residents, which I know many residents have already been doing. Practice social distancing, wash your hands, and try not to touch your face. These practices will save lives, but only if everyone, young and old, adhere to them. Be safe. God bless all of you, and God bless Mountainside. Thank you.